Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. This is in continuation of my talk on the subject and introduction to Vedic astrology. The previous speech was part 6. Now I want to continue that. Today I'm going to talk about further aspects of Venus or Shukra Bhagavan. Some of the yogas of Venus or Shukra Bhagavan are if Venus is exalted in the horoscope in Meenam or Pisces, and that happens to be the Kendra of the first house or fourth or seventh or 10th house, the person will have all-round prosperity throughout his life. If the Lagna is Simam and Venus is exalted in the 8th house, then the person will have a long life. He will live in big palace type mansions. He will have all-round prosperity and good wife. If Venus is exalted, not exalted, Venus is in his own house, in his own house, that is Tula Rasi and Rishabha Rasi, then the person will have a very long life and all-round prosperity, and his wife and children will be very good. If Venus is located in a zodiac sign, surrounded by benefic planets on either side, the sign before that sign and the sign after that sign, then Venus is considered to be very strong and will give very good results. I want to talk about a few celebrities having full benefit from Venus. Number one is the doyen of Carnatic music, M.S. Subbalakshmi. Her birth star was Bharani. Bharani is owned by Venus. Her Lagna was Tula, once again owned by Venus. And Venus was in the horoscope in Katakam in the 10th house, indicating great achievement in the field of art and music. And another legend is film star Nayanthara. Nayanthara is a great successful actress. She is having Sravanam as the Nakshatram, Janma Nakshatram, and her ascendant is Makara Lagnam. Venus is in the 10th house in Tulam with Ketu. No doubt she has acquired so much name and fame in the film industry. Then, talking about palmistry, the mount or made in the palm just below the thumb is called Sukramedu or Venus mount. If this mount is well developed, then the person will have good wife, all material comforts, and will enjoy the life throughout his life. If there are vertical lines alongside a lifeline in this mount, then he will receive a lot of support at different ages from different people. If there are several horizontal lines and grill-like structure in the Venus mount, then that means the person's energy is distributed in different field. He is very passionate about so many activities, and possibly he may not be able to have success in the same way. If there are auspicious signs in the Sukramedu or Venus mount, such as star or square or triangle, then in that case it indicates love marriage and very intimate relationship between husband and wife and all round prosperity. The precious stone for Venus will be diamond, but normally one has to be very careful in wearing diamond because if there are any dosham or evil in diamond, that affects a person a lot. Hence, only those families which are habit of wearing a diamond ring for generations together, they should only wear a diamond ring or diamond necklace or a diamond nose screw. Otherwise, diamond should be avoided. Uh, they covered almost all the points in Venus. The Pariharam Kshetram for Venus will be Kanjanur near Kumbhakonam. There, Lord Vishnu incarnated as Haradattar, a great saint who worshipped and realized Shiva in his life. Then the great sage Parasara, father of Vedavyasa, he also attained a lot of benefits, lot of vision from Lord Shiva. In addition to Kanjanur, Srirangam is also a great place for Pariharam for Venus. Srirangam is having full powers of Venus. If a native suffers due to Venus, if he takes bath in Kaveri and lives in Srirangam at least for a few days and does the daily worship of Lord Ranganatha, then the negative effects of Venus will be got over. The next Navagrahams I want to discuss are Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu do not have any bright light of their own. In fact, they don't have any physical form also, like other Navagrahams. But then, Rahu and Ketu are actually intersection points of Moon's orbit on the Earth's orbit. The northern node of Moon is called Rahu. The southern node of Chandrabhavan is called Ketu. Rahu and Ketu always they are always at 180 degrees from each other, and they go around the universe in a retrograde fashion. They take around 1.5 years to transit one sign, and they take around 18 years to make one full circle of the universe. The stars owned by Rahu are Ardhra and Trivadre, Swati, and Sadabhishak, Sadayama, Sadabhishak Nakshatram. The stars owned by Ketu are Aswini, Maham, and Moolam. Rahu is exalted in Rishabham or Taurus and debilitated in Vrchigam or Scorpio. Ketu is exalted in Scorpio or Vrchigam and debilitated in Rishabham or Taurus. In the current period, Rahu and Ketu are exalted. They are their exaltation house. The Meenam is said to be the own house of Ketu, and Kanya is said to be the own house of Rahu. In numerology, Rahu represents number 4, 13 and 22. Ketu represents the number 7, 25 and 34. The total should come to 7, 16 and 25. Normally, both Rahu and Ketu are considered to represent natives of other countries. Especially Rahu is said to represent Muslims and Ketu is said to represent Christians. And the language of Rahu and Ketu are Urdu because they always write from the end to the front. Rahu and Ketu are retrograde planets. To that extent, Urdu is considered, Urdu and Persian are considered to be their languages. The precious stone for Rahu will be Komedagam or garnet. The precious stone for Ketu will be Vaidurium or cat's eye. Rahu causes eclipse of sun and moon. Ketu also. We all know about it. It happens twice or thrice every year. In addition to solar and lunar eclipse, both Rahu and Ketu cause eclipse of other planets also, but they are not that much noted or action taken to get over the negative effects. It is said that if Rahu is located in the first house, that is in the ascendant, there will be a lot of afflictions to the body, and there could be some health issues. If Rahu is located in the second house, it is said the person will be talking a lot, but there may not be any substance in what he talks. There could be some lies also. If Rahu is located in Makaram or Mesham or Rishabham or Katakam, and Guru is located with Ketu, and Sukran and Buddhan are located in the 9th house from Rahu or Ketu, the native of the horoscope is said to become a Kodiswara, having a lot of wealth. If Saturn is located in the 5th or 9th house from Rahu, then also the person is said to become very, very rich. If Sukran is located in the 9th house or 11th house from Rahu, then also the person is said to be very rich. The other side is any house where Rahu is located, there could be some problems also in view of his malefic nature. But 3rd, 6th, 10th and 11th houses in the horoscope are said to be auspicious for the location of Rahu. If the 12th Lord is associated with Rahu, and 12th Lord has the aspect of Surya Bhagavan, then the person is said to go abroad and reside abroad. Rahu represents travel to foreign countries or settling down in foreign countries. Rahu also represents mantrigam, all magic, then getting money from cinema, from lottery, from horse race, from all speculative activities. Generally, Rahu makes the person over optimistic, and may in the process the person may suffer also because overestimated, over anticipated the particular property or feature. Rahu is fully a material planet, conferring benefits of all material nature. Ketu, on the other hand, is a spiritual planet. He causes more of sufferings in worldly life, so that the native of the horoscope renounces the life and focuses all his attention on getting liberation or moksha. If Ketu is located in the 12th house in the horoscope, and if the 12th Lord is with the Ketu, and 12th house is aspected by Jupiter, then the person is definitely getting moksha. That will be his last janma. Ketu itself in the 12th house will give moksha, and if 12th Lord is also there, that adds a strength, and if aspected by Jupiter, further strength is there. There is a story in Srimad Bhagavatam where it is stated that at the time of Amrita Madanam, when Amritam or nectar was distributed by goddess Mogini, Lord Mahavishnu has incarnated as goddess Mogini, and the Asura Swarbhanu was an assistant to Sukracharya, very learned person. The Asura Swarbhanu crossed the floor and tried to take Amritam, Sun and Moon, Surya Bhagavan and Chandra Bhagavan, the major planets that illuminate everywhere, they identified that Rahu, that Swarbhanu had crossed the floor and is sitting with Devas. And this infuriated goddess Mogini, and she beheaded Swarbhanu's head. The head portion became Rahu, and the balanced body portion became Ketu. And both, since they took the nectar, they had the status of planets. Ketu, when he is in the third house, the third lord, there are good chances that the person will get good winnings from lottery or horse race. If Ketu is in the 10th house with Venus or Shukran, the person will be a great actor, or script writer, or film director, and will make a lot of money from the cinema industry. Ketu in Janma Lagnam causes a lot of confusion in the mind, makes a person get into depression. Not all people, some people. If Ketu is in the 7th house, in the horoscope of a male, the wife's health is affected significantly. If Ketu is in the 5th house, then the person will have difficulty in getting progeny. If Ketu is in the 3rd house, I said lottery winnings are possible, lottery winnings or horse race winnings are possible, but then if he is alone and he is weak, maybe the person will not have any brother or sister, and if there are brothers and sisters, maybe there could be some problem, not able to get along well with the person. So these are all some of the interpretation of Rahu and Ketu. One more important point I want to share with you is Kala Sarpa Yoga. As I said, Rahu and Ketu are always at 180 degrees from each other. That means out of 12 houses, they occupy 2 houses, and there are 5 houses on each side. If all the planets are located in the 5 houses, keeping into account the anti-clockwise pattern of Rahu and Ketu, then it is said the person will face a lot of challenges in life, and his life will be substantially subject to fate or vidhi. One more interpretation is that if such a situation, if such a position of planets exists, then up to the age of 32, the person will have sufferings, and he will take off the age of 32 and become quite prosperous and have a happy life from the age of 32, and from 51 it becomes much better. From my practical experience, I find that this interpretation that from the age of 32 the person will have a more successful life, that is more true. And the first 32 years also may not be suffering, but may be reduced depending upon the position of other planets in the horoscope, maybe reduce the benefits and challenges here and there. And if all the planets other than Rahu and Ketu are located between Rahu and Ketu, when movement is calculated from a clockwise pattern from Rahu to Ketu, that is the opposite of another Kala Sarpa Yoga. In this case, it is said the person will be lucky and will have more success in life. Our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he had such a position in his horoscope, Kala Sarpa Yogam, with all the planets after Rahu in a clockwise pattern. But then he also underwent a lot of sufferings. He was in jail for many years when freedom struggle was there, and many people were talking about his bad character also, his relationship with Lady Mountbatten and all that. So that way, Rahu and Ketu can confer very good benefits, but there may always be some negative point or some challenging point to be got over. The Parihara Kshetram for Rahu will be Tirunageswaram. They do Rahuvala Puja every day, and that is a very good way of doing Pariharam. Another Pariharam Kshetram will be Tirkalahasti, located near Tirupati. There also special homes are done, special pujas are done. For Ketu, actually, Sangaran Govil in Tirunelveli, that is considered to be the best place for Pariharam. Tirupambaram is also there near Kumbakonam. In addition to these places, there is also another place called Subramania near to Mangalore in Karnataka. This place also people go, those who do not have children, they go there and pray to Subramania for good progeny. Then for overcoming negative effects of Ketu, worship of Lord Ganapati is recommended, especially Agaval, Vinayagar Agaval is recommended. If that is recited every day, the person can get over the negative effects of Ketu. In the case of Rahu, it is recommended that puja of goddess Durga is recommended. If the person can recite a Durga Saktam, he can recite every day. Otherwise, this Aigiri Nadini Stotram, Mahishasura Madhini Stotram, that can be recited. Or this Devi Bhagavatam. Then Sapta Sloki. So many slokas are there to be recited to get over the negative effects of Rahu. So thank you very much. I will talk about other planets in my next presentation. Thank you. Bye.